All right. Well, pretty soon it's about to be Black History Month on January. Hooray! Yippee! That's pretty good. That's pretty good because it's the perfect opportunity for us to finally start teaching our kids about how significant a lot of blacks were. No, not about how evil whites were. Not at all. We love our white people just as well as we love our Asians and Mexicans. Do not think about teaching your kids about how evil and just, cruel whites ever have been. You could tell them a little bit of the things that might have happened, such as maybe, if they don't already know, maybe a few lynchings here and there. But nevertheless, be a good human being and spread the good by telling them that there were still many good white people back then. There were many good white people back then. And that was the cause of us getting our freedom. It started off bad, yes, but it ended off good. And that's all that matters because everything starts off bad. Your babies, they begin crying, which is practically bad. But when you answer their cries, it ends off on a good note and they stop crying. And that's all we need to do. When this Black History Month comes up, we need to just end on a good note. Do not spread the evil. Do not spread madness and hatred. Don't do that. Bad enough, it's selfish and it's ass kissing for us to have a Black History Month for only black folks and nobody else. That's awful. That doesn't even give us what we were asking for, which was complete equality and freedom. All right, we've had that shit for many years. We've had Black History Month for many years for just us as a race. So it's time for us to actually make a better difference. And I think in this Black History Month, I think if we really must, I don't do it, but maybe you folks out there, if you really must kiss black ass, if you must do that, and for you who are black, if you must be selfish and you must celebrate this History Month for just one race, when there are many races in this country, at least do it for the better good. Talk about the benefits of black people, the many black people that invented things. There's so much stuff to talk about other than fucking lynchings. Talk about that. Talk about how significant they were, how much talent they had, how good they were at sports, boxing and baseball, how they fucking dominated that shit, how much praise they got for the music they made and being so athletic. There were many whites that praised these fucking people. They were cheered for. They made plenty of cash. Well, I don't know about cash, but plenty of popularity. Let's talk about that stuff. That's positive stuff. If we must celebrate a month for only one race, which to me, going on 2015, that is just, I don't even have words to describe how messed up that is. As of right now, we have an opportunity to just put an end to all this racial shit. It doesn't start with, giving, this type of benefit to anybody at all, specifically. Everything has been covered for. It's time for us to actually calm down and treat each other equally, literally this time. People ask for reparations and benefits and so forth. This is not the time for that. We are now being born free. That's a fucking reparation. That's enough right there. We're born free. If you are born free, you can't even ask for shit. You're born free and equal as anybody else. You can't ask for nothing. What reparation do you deserve? What did you do? What happened to you? So at this point, I got to say, there's going to be a lot of blacks that would actually fight back and say, well, all the messed up things that could have happened in the past led us to living in a bad future now, like as far as a lot of blacks that live in the ghetto. Here's all I have to say to that. The past is always going to be bad. It's always going to be bad and get better. This was bound to happen. From what it seems like to me, everybody has had a shitty life. Even white folks back then. There were many poor white people back then that have lived in a shitty life. especially during the Great Depression. From what I've learned, it seems like everybody was living in a messed up life. And again, let's not count out all the blacks that were very popular, very famous, and even back then, there were many blacks that were very famous and were able to get around and make a living off of what they did that was so talented. All right, we cannot let that disappear just to make a point. A lot of people forget about all that significance that blacks have ever done just to make a point here in the future that blacks have faced the worst life ever. And that's so fucked up. Just to prove a point, they ignore all the significance that the blacks back then have ever done. That means if they ever wanted to show proof of anything or ever wanted to be remembered for what they did, even you black folks have forgotten about it. Just because you want to focus on the blacks that have suffered. And that's fucked up. So let this Black History Month represent all the forgotten blacks that have done special things. Let it represent that.